Hi, I'm Dia and you guys are watching Dianosaur. So today I'm gonna do the very famous, very, widespread tag, and that is the media book freakout tag. So this was made by, I don't know who made it, but this has been going around on booktube for quite a while now. So yeah, let's get started. Basically there are questions which will, you know ask me about my reading in the first half of the year, and yeah, that's it. So the first question is best book you have read. So my best book is A Quiet Vengeance by Tim Hardy and Renia by Carl Forshaw. So these are the two books, like I couldn't pick, like I had to choose, both of them, and these couldn't be more different. So A Quiet Vengeance is a political drama coming of age story, and it is a low magic system. So you mostly have, like the dynamic between people, that is, taking the story forward. Rennie, on the other hand, it is kind of like a mystery, and also it's a wide, like it's a genre bending book, and it has elements of horror, sci-fi, steampunk, mystery, all these things in the book. So, and it's not a low magic system, it's quite a high magic system. So magic is incorporated into every aspect of the lives of the people in that book. And yeah, magic is an important part of, taking the story forward. So these are the two books that are my favorite, and I will be, staring over here from time to time because I want to check if the camera is, like, by now that my camera throws tantrums. So I want to make sure that it's still recording. So next we have best sequel you have read. I haven't read any sequel this year. So I was supposed to, you know, carry on with the. Okay, you can hear my mom in the background saying Chan out to my dad. Anyway, so I was supposed to finish off a couple of series, but in the, like April, May around, I got into this, massive slump, and I couldn't just get out of it. And therefore, my reading, like, I didn't read anything during that time. I did other stuff, other which, gave me, like, which was nice. It made me happy. So I wasn't in a bad state. I was I just wasn't reading. So that's that. So that's why I haven't read that many books, and yeah, I haven't read any sequel this year yet. So next we have new release you haven't gotten to but want to. Oh boy. Seeds of War. That is what comes to mind first. Death's Disciple. Seeds of War by Joao F. Silva and Death's Disciple by M.L. Adams. So these are the two that are on my radar. And yeah, you can hear my dad in the background. Like today of all days, like whenever I sit down to make a video, people have this, need, this urge to just yell right outside my door. So yeah, that's what is happening. Anyway, so next we have Book of No. Actually, I have screenshot of someone's, timestamps, and I am reading from that. So they have a book of the month advertisement, and I was like, wait, book of the month? I already talked about, the best book of the month. So anyway, next we have anticipated release for the second half of the year. Anticipated release, I can't think of any. I mean, I'm not a huge, like I don't check which books are coming out when, and I mean, I'm eagerly waiting for the third book in the Shadow of the God series by John Gwynne, but that's not coming out this year. That's coming out next year. I was eagerly waiting the release of the fourth book in the Nevermore series, Jessica Townsend, but it's not coming out this year, it's coming out next year. So Brotherhood of the Eagle has a book coming out, but I don't know if it's this year or the next year. So I haven't read the series yet. So I want to start the series soon. So yeah. So I can't think of anything else that's coming. So, uh, biggest disappointment. Biggest disappointment this year. Okay, I can't talk about previous year's disappointment. Uh, so one thing is, I started reading Ryan Cahill's book of Blood and Fire. I think is the name. All the names are so similar. Like I can't keep track of names half the time because they are so similar. So I started reading it. I was kind of like okay about it, and it never took off for me. Like, what happens in books, especially in epic fantasy books, like there's this beginning that is kind of like meh, and then something happens, the inciting incident usually happens, and then the book takes off. Like a book becomes this amazing force of nature and all that. But this book, even after the inciting incident, I was feeling so like meh about it. And I I don't know. I just couldn't get into the book and I DNF'd the book. So that's one disappointment. And the biggest surprise I would say is um a necromancer called Gam Gam. I don't know. I have no idea what I was expecting, before getting into the book. But what I got after getting into the book, it was amazing. So, a necromancer called Gam Gam is this book about this young girl finding home with this old lady who is a necromancer and who is also into knitting. And she knits all these, like hats and scarves and everything for all the undead that she calls upon. So, I mean, it sounds really silly and fun, but it was also surprisingly emotional. So, yeah, that is my biggest surprise of the year. Next is new favorite author, debut or new to you. New favorite author, I would say Tim Hardy, Carl Forshaw, Jessica A. McMinn, and I haven't read the second book of hers, but still, let's talk about her, Emma L. Adams. So yeah, these are my and Erin McConnell. Yeah, I forgot their name, last name. So yeah, these are some of my like favorite authors, new favorite authors. So next we have new fictional crush. I don't get crushes like. Okay, that would be lying because I recently read The Sparrow and the Oak Tree by Jamie Jackson, and Oak or Tristan in that book. Like, wow. Just wow. So, yeah, that's the answer. And the dogs. Oh my god, like, that was the only thing that was, like, that could have happened. That didn't happen, but it just now happened. Oh my god. So next we have new favorite character. New favorite character, I would say Nimsa from A Quiet Vengeance. Nimsa is this, you see her as a young girl, you see her grow, and whenever, for me at least, whenever I see a character grow from such a young age to you know like you see how the character has changed, you see the journey that they have been on, and that makes that makes you fall for that character. So for me it's Nimsa. Next we have a book that made you cry, necromancer called Gam Gam, that made me cry like a bitch. And it's just, I mean, the moments are so heartfelt, they are so, you know it's so earnestly written, and the moments are like you know, they're so simple, but they tug on your heartstrings. So yeah, Necromancer called Gam Gam. Next we have a book that made you happy. So the Lost Sentinel made me happy. Like, it was so much fun. It had a talking staff. I mean, that alone should, make you want to read the book. But it's not just about that, stuff. It's also about the characters and everything happening. And it just, like, it's such a happy book. So, yeah, The Lost Sentinel. Next, we have best book to film adaptation. I don't watch movies and I don't know what adaptations are out. So, yeah, I have no idea. Next, we have what books do you need to read before the end of the year? All the books. So, okay, let's get real for a second. I have the review copies that I have, all those I need to read before the end of the year. And I also need to read Grace of Kings because I'm participating in a buddy read with a few people from Twitter. So that is another thing that I need to read. Then I need to read the second book in the Shadow of the God series by John Gwynne because I haven't read it yet. So I need to get to it. And what else? And yeah, the SPFBF finalists that will be chosen, in a few months. So those are the ones that I need to read. So yeah, we come to an end to this video. I hope you guys found it entertaining, especially with me losing my shit over people yelling outside my room. And so yeah, I mean, my house is a chaotic mess. So I can't do anything about it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.